Hello everyone, Tina here. I hope you're having a lovely day. Thanks for joining me for Try It Out Tuesday. Today we're using a stamp set from Newton's Nook. It's called Apple Delights. So cute. I'm going to just use the apple in here, and actually when I went to go do my linking, this was hard to find. The only place I found it was the Newton's Nook shop, and I'll link it below in case you guys want to check it out, but they may be discontinuing this. But the good news is that I'm just using the apple, so if you have an apple in your stamp set, you could probably recreate the card with the apple that you already have. Okay, we are going to stamp the apple 3 times with Memento Tuxedo Black ink on 70 to 80 pound cardstock. And then we're also going to bring in some pattern papers. This is the Botanical Garden 6x6 paper pad, and mine actually came from a Simon Says stamp kit, but they do sell the paper pad, and I'll link that down below too. But I love these pattern papers. They're so pretty. And originally when I went through my pattern papers, I was going to use some fall colors, and I thought, I'm ready, I want to make a pretty card, so I'm going to use some pinks today. So I stamped them on the pink pattern paper. We're going to make just something to break up the fall and Halloween and Christmas themed cards. We're just going to make a pretty pink just because card today. Okay, we're going to start off by coloring our leaves of our apples. That's why I stamped them on white cardstock first. I'm using 3 different shades of green, and I meant to color in with my G40 first, but that didn't work out. I ended up using my G43 first. But no worries. I think with Copics it's easy to add highlights to with your lightest color. But my darkest color is G46, and I listed the colors up here for you guys in case you want to know the colors. I'll just finish up with the lightest G40 on the very ends of my apple stems, and I'm going to darken up the leaf. I started darkening up the leaf with my G46. Okay. Now I'm going to color in the stems using my brown tones, starting with the E99. We'll do a little shading with the E39, and I think that looks great. Now I'm going to fussy cut each one of my pattern papers out using my scissors, and these are nice scissors. If you guys are looking for some great detail scissors, I don't know if Amazon sells these or not. I think I've had my scissors here for a very, very long time, and they may sell them at Michael's or Hobby Lobby, but they're from Martha Stewart, and they are lovely. After I fussy cut my images out, I'm going to use my black marker and go around my apples, finishing up those fussy cutting lines, and then I'm going to use my glue, and we're going to do some paper piecing for our little apples, just adding our pretty pink pattern paper. Now this is where your coordinating dies would come in great, and I don't know if the Newton's Nook shop has the coordinating dies, but if they do, I'll link them. But this is, you would just place the die over the top and die cut it out. But I'm just going to fussy cut because it's pretty easy fussy cutting these, and I did leave a little bit of a white border. So here they are, all ready to go. Okay, after we have that done, there's my little buddy. We're going to take my W0 marker and do a little bit of shading, and honestly you could probably skip this step. The W0 was so light you couldn't even tell that I did any shading with it. I could have went with a darker color, but I was afraid I would ruin my paper piecing, so you could skip that step. Now we're going to create a frame using my stitched dome frames. These are from MFT. I'm using the largest frame. We'll just run that through the die cut machine. And I'll use the inside piece that this cuts out with too. But for the inside piece, I wanted to add a little bit of color. So I'm taping it down on the inside of my MISTI, and I'm going to use the background stamp. This is from Simon Says Stamp, and it's called the Rose Lattice Background. This one also came from a card kit, but I wanted to use a very soft and subtle ink. So this is Simon Says Stamp's Barely Beige ink. I'm going to stamp it a few times. I wanted just a subtle effect in the background. I didn't want it to be stark white. I just wanted it to be just something back there, and the Barely Beige works great. Not only for no line water coloring, but it works great for backgrounds too. Now I'm going to stamp the sentiment. Today's card, I'm going to use the sentiment that says, "Have a delicious day." I'll ink that up with my VersaFine Onyx Black ink and stamp that towards the right here. After this is done, we're going to just remove our sentiment and grab our card base. Today we're going to make a landscape style card. So it's going to be side folding. We'll go ahead and line this up on the inside of our frame, using the frame as a guide. This way it's nice and centered. And then I popped up my frame with some foam tape. This is going to go right over our inside piece. And I'm not going to press down on that left side just yet. I'm going to tuck some twine underneath it. I'm using some natural twine. I'm going to double it up and then slide it underneath my frame and then tie a bow around my frame. You don't have to do it this way. If you wanted to tie a bow and then secure it on top of the frame with a glue dot, I think it would look exactly the same. But this just saves me a step, and I know it's not going to go nowhere. It's nice and secure tied to that frame. We'll just trim the tails of our bow. I love the natural twine with the pinks. I just think it looks very pretty. I'm going to flip over my apples. We're going to add some foam adhesive behind each one of these. And then these are going to go right around the bow area of our frame. And I think that looks so pretty. Love pink apples. And I'm going to straighten up my frame just a little bit. Okay, now the apples do have little hearts on them, so you could use your Nuvo drops or your liquid jewel drops to fill those in, but I have some puffy stickers. These I picked up at Walmart from in the craft section over there. They have these stickers, and they're from Sticko, but I like them because there's little itty bitty polka dots and stripes with them, and I just added a few on my card. That completes my card for today, guys. I did leave the cleanup for my Try It Out Tuesday today. So after this close-up picture, I left the cleanup, and oh my goodness, for the life of me, I couldn't find my Misty magnet. And it's not the first time I've lost it. I have the mini Misty and then the full-size Misty, and I lost one of my magnets to my mini Misty already. It's stuck to some metal somewhere. I just don't know where, but you're going to crack up when you find out where this one ended up. But I always put my cards inside a plastic bag, and then I can file them and they don't get damaged. For my tutorials, I do like to write my markers down. Sometimes I forget to write the colors that I use down, and then when I go to do my editing for my videos, I don't remember the colors that I use, so that's why I don't include it in my video. It's because I don't remember. I put them away too soon. But I actually, for today's cleanup, I adjusted my camera, the camera that I used to create my cards, so I put it up higher, so it's not in my video this time. I didn't use my phone, so you don't have that red thing when I do my cleanup now. How about that? Here's where I'm trying to find my magnet. Can't find it anywhere. But I looked on the cart and everywhere. I just don't know what happened to it. Just cleaning off my glasses so I can see. I am nearsighted, so whenever I create with my cards, I have to take my glasses off. I'm going to be one of those ladies that have the glasses on the chain around the neck because I lose them so much. Usually I like to jot down the products that I use. That way when I do my linking, I have all the products that I use for you guys. Just putting it back. I store my 6x6 stamp sets in a totally Tiffany plastic bin. They're pretty inexpensive, and I use these for my stencils too. And I'll link that down below as well. But they're cute. They're cheap and cute little containers. But I always, after I do a Try It Out Tuesday, I'll always label my stamps and put them in an Avery Elle pocket. Then I can store it. Now I used to store my stamps per season, so this would go in the fall bin, but now that I do tutorials, I actually store it per company. So all my Newton's Nook are together, and then all my my other stamps are together. It just makes it easier for when I do products. I try to keep the products in the same family. Just going to clean off my apple, put that back on the stamp set, add it to my bag. And I always put the packaging on the inside of my Avriel pocket. But just cleaning up everything. Put my scissors away. Put my little Post-it notes behind my card here. People have asked me what kind of cleaner I use to clean my desk, and this is regular Spick and Span. I picked up this little spray bottle at the dollar store, and that way my kids know that this stays in Mom's craft room. Don't take it. If I find it outside my craft room, some girls get in trouble. So I just transfer it from the Spick and Span bottle to this. And then I hold it, my towel with a rubber band. Now here's where I found my magnet with a lot of other things that I was missing. I couldn't believe it. I don't know how it stuck up there. My goodness. I don't know. I have that little rolly caddy thingy is where I keep my Nuvo drops, and it's metal, and they all stuck there. But I found my magnet. So little funny story, but thank you so much for joining me, guys. I hope you have a fantastic day. We'll see you again soon. Bye bye.